stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. A challenge. The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Down to half your health. What a relief! Just what you were looking for. It's becoming terminal. Now you get it. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Bullets everywhere. Strung up. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks travelled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Zapped. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Small things for your big ideas.
Molidrea, ia maoloa, luatulu maua.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why.
Pai katawa? I kobe. I fari kobo farmo.
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
Atu awa ya ia.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Momombusu? Farfarifto. Tuka kubu.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
Atu awa ya ia.
The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad.
Bilia antuf ikamaperna.
The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Bilia antuf kutuvun poputue.
It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma.
Satuata popkila. Tuluya. Vutu lula.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Mpa, wherefore, wewe, ye, mufurbu, bumu.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back. But he's grateful you...
Ewe bobuye.
It was after the attack.
Ya molu, chintwata moti huasa, no.
Asks if you were tired, as it's... The... The Nonos... Now that you've seen the you can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before...
Yalawawat nawa.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow.
Chintwata motihuasa e bubuku vun.
He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain.
Tolomawawanya.
The tree started to die when the end of days.
Daimis.
Records tell of the ruinous devastation that Toxanol. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Tolomawawanya. Le yayato. Yevofo lon le yayato. Come weepa.
He wants you to
Yevofo lon lano ayamuaya.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.